Well, every day is a special day on Wake Up Nigeria. Opening our eyes from our beds is a very special thing. And we don't take that for granted.
Yes, good morning from wherever you may be watching us right now. It's a brand new day with brand new opportunities. Make sure you push yourself again and again. Don't give an inch until the final buzzer sounds.
Final buzzer.
Yes.
Love that. Anyway, welcome to your number one breakfast show. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows us. And we are here live in Lagos. My name is Yomi Owope.
And I'm Titi Layo Oyinson. Please stream with us if you need to do anything, go anywhere, get set to go out. tvcentertainment.tv is the website, and of course, Facebook Live at TVC Connect.
Yeah, things are looking good. And Tokwa is looking good in the kitchen as well.
Yeah.
With a smile.
Good morning, Yomi. Good morning, Titi.
Hiya.
Hi.
Younger, like.
Yeah, like the look, it's very really refreshing and
Okay.
regal. Like I love the look. The hair is just almost perfect.
Young child.
Wow.
Okay.
I'll take them all as compliments. Thank you very much.
And I think
will
purple
stay
is your
younger.
color.
It is? Okay. I'm going to take it.
We have quite a few comments that come in to us regularly. If you want to join that train, please send them in as soon as you can. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Yes, indeed. Now, if you haven't downloaded our app yet, it's available. So go to the iOS store and the Android store to just download it. Search for TVC Connect, and then you can start viewing us live.
And for our first musical performance, we have Prosper Rap coming with a unique style. Of course, he will be rapping.
After that is the second musical performance this morning from recording artist Skyboy.
On relationships today, we'll be talking about starting your relationship the right way. We have Olabisi Folari back in the studio to give us a few tips.
And also a staple for our Wednesdays, Susan Ajibade is going to be joining us for nutrition today and concluding her part of her series. And this time she's talking about nutritional benefits of vitamin-rich foods.
And for tips on how to transform the interior of your home, office, or any other space, stick around. We have Interior with Tega on Home Makeover.
And finally, we're going to be joined by actor, comedian Debo Adebayo, popularly known as Mr. Macaroni. And you can't afford to miss that.
Yeah.
And in that as well, we're going to be having our usual
Journey around the world.
Yes, indeed.
Look at Macaroni.
Yeah, that's Mr. Macaroni there.
We should be able to settle this amicably. Arugbo now. I'm a young man like you. She came for counseling.
Complicated.
It's complicated.
Very
Yeah.
complicated.
So, we're talking about the Grammys yesterday. And Naomi Campbell put out a statement.
Oh, wow.
Yesterday. It was a surprising statement. It was also very refreshing. So what she said was, congratulations to Angelique Kidjo, but that, because Burna Boy does Afrobeats, that Afrobeat should be. So she was sort of advising and giving a piece of advice to the Grammy Academy and telling them that, look, you guys have to have a category for Afrobeat. It's come of age. It's not only it's not only African music anymore now. It's gone around the world. So you don't put it in the category of world music.
Yeah, world music, yeah.
So it's just like you have reggae, just like you have Latin music, rock music, now we should have Afrobeat. I thought it made sense.
It actually does. It does strike a chord.
It strikes a chord. I don't know if
yeah.
there are enough artists doing Afrobeat exclusively.
But there are quite a few. Well, in South Africa, what do they call it in South Africa? They don't call it Afrobeat in South Africa, do they? Do they call their music Afrobeat?
No, they don't. I mean, Afrobeat originated from here, so obviously.
There are quite a few of them in West Africa, but maybe not as well packaged or managed as they
But
should
I think
be.
if it becomes a category, then other countries would, I won't say forced, but would now be interested in now trying the Afrobeat.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That would
Like
be
the
nice.
same way you have rock from all around the
Yeah,
world, and it
yeah.
originated from, I guess, the US. So when you think about it, music is like a universal language,
Yes, it
and
is.
it should be treated accordingly. But Naomi putting out a statement, though, you know, I don't know.
That was like, come back
I
to
don't
Nigeria.
know. I
Like,
don't know.
We understand your loyalty. I mean, we're Nigerians. That's who we are.
Yeah, but I thought, you know, from coming from her, I was surprised because I was like, okay, this is not bad. And, you know, so it was a good statement that she put out there. And she did it respectfully. So it wasn't like she was attacking them. She just said, look, you guys should consider it. But, you know, when I thought about it, I was not like, okay, I'm not sure that we have a wide cadre of people doing. And I'm talking about like exclusive Afrobeat.
Afrobeat, not
like,
mix.
Because even Burna's album is not an Afrobeat album. It has a few Afrobeat songs. It has some dancehall songs.
They do Afrobeat. It would just be like a Nigerian category.
Exactly.
Of the Fireboy.
Because he has dancehall, he has dancehall, he has Afrobeat, he has Afropop.
Yeah.
There's rap in there. There's a little bit of R&B.
So, you know, it was actually kind of hard to even compose Afrobeat abroad because even then, keyboards didn't really have Afrobeat and all that. You know, like the keyboards that have those settings and all that. You know, it was really hard to actually get the pure Afrobeat sound. But now, like companies like Yamaha have infused it into their keyboards, African sound, real.
Maybe this would be like an opportunity for Nigerian producers to now start selling their beats.
Afrobeat, yeah.
International market.
Eventually, it'll happen.
Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
You'll see Caucasians doing Afrobeat songs eventually. Yeah, you will, and it'll sound great.
It'll take a little bit.
I would love to hear that.
It'll take a while.
Take a
But
while.
Yes, it will.
Coldplay did something with Femi Kuti, which wasn't bad.
you see,
I listened to it, even though, I mean, obviously they allowed him to take the lead. So, you know, they were like, okay, just do your thing. And then they then came back to them.
man, Coldplay though.
We have to go to the news now. Ibrahim is on standby.
Welcome to the news. We'll begin with the recent attacks in Plateau State that left more than 15 persons dead. Governor Simon Lalong has ordered the immediate arrest and detention of leaders of Fulani communities and others from Boko's council area. He gave the order at an emergency security meeting after being briefed by the Commissioner of Police on the attacks.
The crisis in the state. More people were killed in a situation where leaders instigate followers to go and commit crime. Because what has happened is a heinous crime. It's crime against humanity. When you go and then kill people, nobody will be spared if it's eventually discovered that that person is involved. And the person, whoever is arrested, will go to jail.
If you have not made any arrest, all the Ardos and the community leaders should be in the cell. I will handle the rest. All of you, all the Ardos, as the chief security officer of Plateau State, I'm taking on behalf of Plateau State. I want those people today, they will not sleep in their houses. By tomorrow, we'll get information on how to cope the crisis.
Meanwhile, a group of concerned federal legislators has urged President Muhammad Buhari to march words with action and curtail the killings in Plateau State and other parts of the country. It calls on the International Human Rights Organization to invoke the Charter on Right to Life in Nigeria. Our National Assembly correspondent, Jakadisa, reports.
In the last 2 weeks, Mango Bokos communities in Plateau State have become a theater of war. More than 26 persons have been confirmed dead, while numerous others have been displaced. These concerned lawmakers are worried about what they call impending genocide in the communities. They challenge the Nigerian government to rise in the defense of helpless and harmless citizens being killed every day.
We call on Mr. President to show sincerity and commitment, to match words with actions, to secure all Nigerians wherever they are. And as Commander-in-Chief, he should provide security agencies with modern equipment, resources, and the political will to make them succeed in this venture.
It's been happening in my constituency. Recently, 2 girls were shot in the market and killed, aged between 19 and 12. And about 4 are also receiving treatment in the hospitals. And these have continued. Sometimes people will go to the farm and they won't come back.
They also seek the intervention of the international community.
We are calling on the international community to press on the President of Nigeria to end the genocide on the innocent, armless, and defenseless people of my constituency, both at home and in diaspora.
The lawmakers want a show of love from President Muhammadu Buhari and other well-meaning Nigerians for the displaced persons through the provision of food, water, and sanitation as a matter of urgency. Joke Adisa, TVC News, Abuja.
And worried by the growing security challenges bedeviling the country, both chambers of the 9th National Assembly say their top priority would be to address the menace. They say the mounting insecurity across the country has become more than the citizens can bear. The National Assembly is to engage with heads of security agencies to find lasting solutions to the deteriorating security structure of the country. Nigeria is still struggling to contain the resurgence of the deadly Lassa fever in some states, and the virus is spreading fast to others. The federal government has confirmed the deaths of at least 41 persons in the country this year, 2 of which are health professionals. Minister of Health, Osagie Ehanire, also discloses that there are at least 258 confirmed cases in 19 states. He urges Nigerians in various parts of the country to practice good hygiene and protect their foods from rat contamination. United States President Donald Trump has presented his long-awaited Middle East peace plan, promising to keep Jerusalem as Israel's undivided capital. He proposes a two-state solution and says no Israeli or Palestinian would be uprooted from their homes. Standing alongside Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House, President Trump said his plan could be the last opportunity for Palestinians. Palestinians have already all but rejected the league's proposals, which has been shrouded in secrecy. Branded by some of the deal of the century, the plan aims to solve one of the world's longest-running conflicts.
My vision for peace, prosperity, and a brighter future for the Israelis and Palestinians. This vision for peace is fundamentally different from past proposals. In the past, even the most well-intentioned plans were light on factual details and heavy on conceptual frameworks. By contrast, our plan is 80 pages and is the most detailed proposal ever put forward by far.
Well, that's another news update for this hour. Let's take a look at weather update.
We're looking at the newspaper headlines. Wednesday, 29th January, 2020.
And we're starting with the Nation newspaper, and it talks on insecurity. Buhari stunned as lawmakers seek action. President to go harder on criminals. Senators embrace community policing. Sad one here with a photo story. 15 killed as truck plunges into Ogun River. Right at the bottom of the page there, court varies minors' bail conditions. Of a robbery suspect's trial stalled. Right at the top left, it says Malabu, EFCC seeks Etete's extradition. Agency files charges. Meanwhile, court restrains sacked Oyo council chiefs. APC to members, be calm. And I'll wrap it with this one. 41 die of Lassa fever in 19 states, says Minister. 258 cases confirmed. That's what we have on the cover of The Nation.
We've got the Vanguard here talking about insecurity. Senate opts for community policing, summons police IG. Insists central security architecture has failed. House of Reps laments security situation. Gunmen kidnap 17-year-old secondary school student in Abuja. Well, Amotekun is value added to our internal security, George Babatope says. A few other stories. Lassa fever claims 41 lives, 258 cases confirmed in 19 states. And local government crisis. Court restrains sacked chairman, others from forceful takeover of council offices. Federal government not fighting corruption to impress Transparency International, Lai Mohammed says. And 7 months after Fasoroti's daughter's murder is political assassination, Afenifere says. NDDC, Buhari U-turns, says new board ready after probe. Innovation and war, how soft drinks makers battle for consumers' pockets. That's a special report on page 39. And up here we have a few stories. Scandal, Nigeria not in global social mobility ranking. That's a story on page 25. And 15 feared dead, 38 injured in Ogun auto crash. Wow. And Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, more buildings for demolition over interchange flyovers. And that's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
We have the Punch newspaper here as well, and it talks on insecurity worsening. We must act now, National Assembly warns. Ekweremadu plans to reintroduce state police bill. Afenifere warns against Amotekun, IG's model merger. Right beside the masthead there, it says Lassa fever deaths hit 41 in 250 cases. We're planning Port Harcourt Maiduguri Railway, says Amechi. Top of the page there, federal government recorded 4.62 trillion naira deficit in 2019, according to CBN. Meanwhile, Nigeria to begin rice export in 2 years, according to Minister. Government to monitor 5 airports to tackle coronavirus. And federal government to demolish more buildings for Lagos-Ibadan Road. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch.
This day's up next. Buhari expresses shock over level of violent crimes in the country. Promises tougher measures against bandits. Senate backs community policing to interface with IG. And insecurity alarming, says House. Maryam Sanda to appeal death sentence. And court bars or your local government chairman from resuming duties. And federal government bemoans non-utilization of railway for cargo evacuation. And that's what we have on the cover of this day.
I think we have time for the Nigerian Tribune. It says, insecurity. Senate to invite IGP. Buhari says level of banditry surprised him. Plateau killing death toll rises to 27. Former Speaker's house burnt. Lalong orders arrest of Fulani community leaders. Fire guts power plant in Ondo. 300 stalls raised in Shagamu. Hate speech bill won't have death penalty, says sponsor. Labour warns RMAFC on proposed pay rise for political office holders. And this one at the top here, more than 75 buildings to be demolished on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. That's what we have on the cover of the Nigerian Tribune.
I think that's about all that we can take right now. I wanted to talk about the Daily Sun, but we'll do that later.
Yeah.
So, traffic in Lagos, what's it like? You'll find out after this break.
Welcome back. Now we are about to give tips on the best route for you this morning to get to your destination faster. Now, as always, we encourage that you help other road users by dropping relevant traffic situation reports on all our social media pages using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria. So this morning we're starting our journey from Ojodu Bega all the way to CMS Central Park. But we're going to actually start from inward, so from Isheri bus stop. So it's free flowing from Isheri bus stop, that's around Ogunisi Road. So it's free flowing all the way through to you connect to the express through the Ojodu Bega on the bridge side. It's just slight traffic at that point because you know there's a roundabout, there are a lot of people going off towards Ibadan and people who are trying to get on the express to face the island. So once you just get off, you pass the BRT bus park, it's free flowing from then on. You're on the express and you have free flowing. You know, I forgot to say it's going to take you 57 minutes. So if you're leaving your house now, thankfully you wouldn't have to spend so long. You have to stay so long in traffic. Like yesterday was like an hour, 18 minutes. Now all through the BRT depot, it's clear. It's free flowing through the CMD, which is close to where we are, is clear. The Secretariat is clear, thankfully. But just shortly after where the route that goes off to MK Abiola Gardens Road, there's slight traffic, but unfortunately the traffic actually builds up, but it reduces at some point, and then it's free flowing through to Alakpere. We actually have free flowing all the way through. And okay, I missed the motorways part. Free flowing, thankfully. Free flowing. Now it shows that you might, there's an alternative that shows that you might want to go through the Ojota route. I don't know what happened. Even yesterday, it did suggest that it was best to go through Ojota route. So if you are around the Ojota axis, you might want to head out now. At the Ojota bus stop, there's traffic, there's thick traffic at that point. The traffic from the Total filling station to the Ojota market to the bus park is thick, but it begins to ease off and it gets better as you approach Maryland. Now through Maryland is free flowing, and Anthony is free flowing. At Bayoshodikpo, that's about Ilukpeju axis. There's pockets of traffic here and there, but all through, thankfully, you have free flowing traffic all the way from what I can see here. As of now, there's no traffic at all the way to Ojuelegba, thankfully. But you know how it is from that stadium axis as you're beginning to approach the Eco Bridge, you begin to have the traffic thickening up. Let's see if Titi and Yomi have any updates for me while I check other routes.
Yeah, I was just trying to come up with a few tweets here. Somebody made an observation just not too long ago. That it's really dark on the Thermaland Bridge. I mean, of course, it's going to get light, but usually there's street lights there. And so just asking road users to be careful along the road. Also, major bus stops, looks like Ikeja under the bridge is busy right now. So obviously, I mean, that's the major bus stop. So be careful in that area. Or if you can go through, if you're coming from Abakran, just go over the bridge to the other side and you'll be fine. But after that, it's free. And then towards Simbiat, Abiola Way and on the way to the airport as well, looks kind of free this Wednesday morning. So it looks like traffic is not so bad. Yeah. But there's the traffic is piling up around Dolphin towards Osborne Road. Obviously, I mean, people just arriving on the island, that's also happening right now. So that's at Guinea traffic,
I have one here. It says as at 6:21 a.m. there are two broken down vehicles inward Kushofe from mile 12. One is a Primera and the other one is a loaded trailer with front tire problems.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so for anyone going through that area, once again, that's Koshofe from mile 2. Please take note. I actually came from the island this morning myself, and Third Mainland was indeed dark. What made it a little worse was the fact that the Hamatan haze seemed to make it really
street lights
dark.
And then the Hamatan as well. So
yeah.
A bit dark. So be careful on the roads, but the traffic isn't so bad in many different areas. Okay.
Thank you very much, Yomi and Titi. So I'm just going to quickly take this from from Abramadesonya to be precise, all the way to Bonny Cantonment. Now, from Abramadesonya to Bonny Cantonment should take you an hour, 18 minutes. So starting our journey from Abramadesonya, it's a free-flowing all the way to Aja bus stop. Now, at Aja bus stop, where we have the Aja market, so it shows the traffic actually builds up, gets thicker, and reduces at some point. But if you're around that axis, you might just exercise a little patience, and it would ease up. Now, afterwards, it's free-flowing all the way through VGC. It's free flowing all the way through Chevron, but there's pockets of traffic from Chevron traffic light, and you have free flowing from there through to Agungina. At every traffic light, it's usually expected to have traffic, pockets of traffic there. But it actually picks up from the fourth roundabout all the way down. So if you're on the express headed towards VI, just exercise some patience, and I'm sure you'll get to your destination in good time. I'll be joining Yomi and Titi, and let's know what's up and about in Lagos this morning.
Nice one. Titi is, Tokwe is really catching up with
what, Mary?
With Mary in these matters. Her flow is becoming solid.
It's getting there.
So yesterday we started this discussion about the lady, she's not a young lady anymore now. Maryam Sanda, whose husband
died. Let's say.
Well, she killed her husband because now she's been convicted.
So you're saying, she's still appealing it.
She's appealing. Anyway, I just wanted to appeal to people in general, so male and female, about violence. You know, especially really, really, really escalating violence. Like, it's happening a lot. Like, even yesterday, one of the headlines in the papers was that another woman who had maybe she's been quiet all along. She could have been quiet for 5 years and then suddenly just explodes. Something happens in the house and a stabbing. And look, I'm sorry to say this, but when women kill their husbands, it's a gory sight. So it's not just like like a single thing. It just happens and it's terrible.
I took note of what, they said, sort of, hammered in the final nails, was that the shisha pot, right? Yeah. She said that he fell on the shisha pot, right? And there was no evidence to show that he fell on the shisha pot. And I don't know, I'm just thinking this is 2 years later. Three years later. How exactly were they?
No, it wasn't. So basically,
that was what they said.
So basically, there was a testimony from witnesses, and what they said, that's apart from the fact that there had been a violent incident in the house before that day, where she hit him over the head with a bottle.
Okay.
So he went to the hospital and, got stitched up, came back to the house. So even this was like maybe another 2 weeks later. And so the testimony of the neighbors, of the two witnesses that they said, was that after it happened, she didn't call the police. She didn't call services or anything. So it was even the neighbors
that ended up
taking him to the hospital because she was like, she couldn't be bothered and everything. So, so this was their own testimony that, look, this lady's been violent and all that. But that's not even what I wanted to talk about. I'm not talking about the details of the case.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying in general, when issues come up, it's usually better to walk away. And than to stay in an abusive marriage and then let the thing now degenerate into a point where the things. One party feels like the other party is better off dead. That's the worst thing that can happen. Husband thinking, no, this woman should die, or wife thinking that it's really, really bad. It shouldn't get to that point. That is.
But then it also goes to also mental health and mental stability of each couple. So now, whenever you hear mental health, you think, oh, was he crazy? Was she crazy? Or did she have any issues? We're not talking about them having serious issues. We're just talking about them understanding mentally, if they're mentally compatible in the first place, and how far gone this unhappiness or instability in the home has gone. And seeing someone about it is actually better than letting it degenerate into something completely horrible.
I did see a video yesterday on the internet about a 19-year-old lady who stabbed her husband somewhere in the northern part of Nigeria. And the funny thing was, he didn't die immediately. He actually was crawling out of maybe like a hut or something, and then the neighbor saw him and she was holding the knife. And watching it just got me thinking how deep the hurt can get that you don't even care what actually happens to you. Like, whatever happens is fine. So I think, like you said, mental health, I think we even need to pay attention to, as much as you just feel like this is not working, I think we should be able to practice the separation process where, for now, let me just go back to my parents' house, or let me go stay with my friends for a bit, let me clear my head. Because I think it's from it's from the accumulated pain. Because if you keep piling and piling, and then we live in a society where we care more about what people say and what people will think about us than how we actually genuinely feel. And I think I feel that you should really not even care about yourself, because to get to the point where you kill someone, I don't even know how deep that can be.
Whatever it is, like it's like something
the
snaps.
end.
There was something in marriage counseling, before we got married, in marriage counseling, they told us that those things that actually make you love someone could actually be those things that would make you hate the person even more. So if a love is extra deep and it connects on every level, it could actually turn around, on the other hand, to be even deeper hatred if you don't understand each other completely well. So for instance, maybe your husband is really, really generous, and then suddenly the generosity is now to other people. It could turn you, you know, it could.
I've heard stuff like that. So like the husband is really generous to other people, and then that's
I think that's not quite common.
You'd be shocked.
Because he would be like, you're at my house now. I'm taking care of you. I'm feeding you. You're wearing clothes.
Like the story of the prodigal son. It's everything belongs to you, but doesn't really belong to you.
Exactly. You know, there's so many issues on the surface that we never see the iceberg underneath. Please.
And the story usually is, oh, she's such a nice lady. We never
knew she could do something like this.
Please.
Sad.
Be nice.
See someone, get some help. We have to take a short break, but we'll be returning in a bit with birthday shout-outs. Hello and good morning. Welcome to the second hour of the show. 2 more days to the end of the first month of the year. We made it, people. We made it.
Wow, we just started 2020 like yesterday.
Yeah.
So now it's already,
End of January.
it's already like the year is already, moving.
Well on the way.
What I mean? So yes, the first step to get ahead in anything is by getting started. I like that.
Yeah, that's why we love starting the day with you every morning on Wake Up Nigeria.
Absolutely correct. Stay with us right here on your #1 feel-good breakfast show.
My name is Titilayo Oniso.
And I'm Yomi Ope. 1 hour, 45 minutes to go, and there's so much more lined up for you on the show. So remember that we're streaming live right now at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
We can't wait to see those comments across all our social media platforms with that special hashtag, Wake Up Nigeria on TVC.
Don't forget that app. Search on your any of your app stores, TVC Connect. Just download and click, and we're live.
Yes, indeed.
Anytime.
Anywhere in the world. Now, joining us this Wednesday, we have the amazing Chef Tutu.
She's back.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Chef.
Cute chef.
She's so
I'm sure the
gentle.
meal will be cute.
We hope so.
So what are you making? What are you making?
Chef Tutu, be generous to do.
Oh, she's making pasta bolognese today. Okay, I told you, it's going to be a cute meal.
Yes, we are.
Very nice. Very
And
nice. Looking
Yomi
forward
is
to
going to be hanging out with the chef today.
Oh yeah, so we're going to be very hands-on.
We can't wait to see you in that apron, Yomi.
Today we're going to watch you closely, Yomi, to see if you actually know how to cook.
I actually don't think people
We have a
watch.
chef there, so
Oh, wow.
I'm just going to be helping out, cutting tomatoes.
They just want to see Yomi in the apron. Didn't you see the comments online? They just want to see Yomi in the apron.
I don't know about
If you want to see Yomi in the apron, quickly use the hashtag Yomi in the apron. Yomi in the apron.
Hashtag Yomi in the
I want to
apron.
relocate to the garden.
Okay.
So I'll take all the interviews from there.
We have music coming from Skyboy.
So how about this? If you're looking to start a relationship in 2020 and, looking for that hookup, we're going to be talking about starting your relationship the right way.
Yeah.
In other words, go to church or to the mosque. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Olabisi Folari is going to be here, and she's going to be telling us what we should do.
Speaking of things you need to do at the beginning of the year, Susan Ajibade will be joining us on nutrition. We'll complete her series, and this time we'll be treating the nutritional benefits of vitamin-rich foods. Yeah, if you get the right vitamin-rich foods, you don't need the multivitamins, do you?
And for tips on how to transform the interior of your home, office, or any other space, stick around for interiors with Tega this morning.
That's a lovely picture right there. Love it, love it, love it. Then we'll be taking a journey around the world in 3 minutes with 180 seconds travel.
And finally, we're going to be joined by actor and comedian Debo Adebayo, popularly known as
Mr. Macaroni.
Davido! Yo, that's the same. How you doing? How's your wife? Where's Davido?
You know, there's some so Nigerian comedies have a lot of energy. Like you can just imagine the amount of energy it would have taken to do that short skit.
Yeah.
The shouting, the screaming. So I keep wondering, can I do that?
No. Well, if they're paying the right amount of money, you can do anything. You do anything, or take an energy drink.
Yeah. So quick story. This is a long time ago.
Okay.
Full disclosure. So I was on a movie set. I wanted to be a movie star. And I swear to God, I'm poor.
Why is that so funny?
Anyway, so the director, I'm not going to mention his name, is very, very popular. So it gives me, so I was supposed to be angry or something. I just couldn't get to that point where I was angry and screamed. So he was upset because I'd done like 10 takes and I was getting tired. So he comes to me and then he hits me so that I could get upset.
No.
And everything.
He actually hit you?
Yeah, and then there was something he said, which I've never forgotten. After he hit me, he said, "Ma bakari amije."
Wow.
That they would say that he cast an actor that wasn't good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So when did he hit you exactly?
Did you eventually get angry and start crying?
Wow.
I was too tired. I mean,
Movie star.
it's terrible. I had to leave. Like I just said, this is not for me.
Have you heard of, so to make actors cry, this is years ago, full disclosure for me too, mentholatum.
Oh yeah, that's standard. That's standard.
I was like, are you kidding?
So we professional actors that went to school, and just yesterday I completed a masterclass and I was certified as an actor for screen. So professionally speaking, we get into the character. We take it in. Yeah. We don't use mentholatum. They don't blow us.
Okay, I'll put 50,000 naira on this table.
What?
And tears must come out of your eyes.
Put it. Tears.
I know, Shimi.
You just start crying.
Well, we've been wailing here.
Oh,
no, but it's interesting how different types of actors get to that point.
Yeah.
But it's actually not an easy job.
It's not.
A lot of people out there just feel,
it's so easy.
Act.
Yesterday we were talking about it during the class, and someone said, you know how hard it is to actually purgate an emotion that you've never felt. And I thought about it, sometimes it's really hard because you need to do something and then you're wondering, how can I do it when I can't even relate to it? So shout out to we actors.
Oh, wow.
We're heading over to the news now. Ibrahim is going to be acting out the news for us.
To cry is very easy in Nigeria. Just think about the condition in Nigeria. You will cry. Don't worry. We begin with the recent attacks in Plateau State that left more than 15 persons dead. The Governor Simon Lalong has ordered the immediate arrest and detention of leaders of Fulani communities and others from Boko's council area. He gave the order at an emergency security meeting after being briefed by the Commissioner of Police on the attacks.
Apart from the 15 people that were killed, more people were killed in a situation where leaders instigate followers to go and commit crime. Because what has happened is a heinous crime. It's crime against humanity. When you go and then kill people, nobody will be spared if it's eventually discovered that that person is involved. And the person, whoever is arrested, will go to jail.
If you have not made any arrest, all the ardos and the community leaders should be in the cell. I will handle the rest. All of you, all the ardos, as the chief security officer of Plateau State, I'm taking on behalf of Plateau State. I want those people today, they will not sleep in their houses. By tomorrow, we'll get information on how to cope the crisis.
Worried by the growing security challenges bedeviling the country, both chambers of the 9th National Assembly say their top priority would be to address the menace. They say the mounting insecurity across the country has become more than the citizens can bear. The National Assembly is to engage with heads of security agencies to find lasting solution to the deteriorating security structure of the country. Nigeria is still struggling to contain a resurgence of the deadly Lassa fever in some states, and the virus is spreading fast to others. The federal government has confirmed the deaths of at least 41 persons in the country this year, 2 of which are health professionals. Minister of Health Osage Hanire also discloses that there are at least 258 confirmed cases in the 19 states. He urges Nigerians in various parts of the country to practice good hygiene and protect their foods from rat contamination. At least 132 people are dead and almost 6,000 cases have been confirmed in mainland China as the Wuhan coronavirus spreads across Asia and the rest of the world. Also, nearly 60 million people are under partial or full lockdowns in Chinese cities, and there are more than 70 confirmed cases in 17 places outside of China, including at least 5 in the United States. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention raised its travel precautions for China to its highest level, and several countries, including the U.S. and Japan, are evacuating citizens from Wuhan. The number of infected persons has surpassed 2002-2003 SARS epidemic. And that's the news this time. We'll take a break.
Welcome to the kitchen. I have Chef Tutu here. You're welcome. Happy New Year to you.
Same to you.
Okay, so pasta bolognese. It looks fairly simple, but I like this mixture of spices and herbs there. So talk to us about all the things that we're going to be using this morning for pasta.
Okay, so we have the linguine pasta.
So linguine pasta. So it's like a flat kind of pasta.
Yes, thicker type of pasta, unlike your normal spaghetti and.
So basically, it's like a fancier version.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah, but I like it. It's nice and flat.
Yeah.
But it's thicker.
Yes,
okay.
And you have different spices. We have.
So what's this one here?
This is basil.
Basil.
Parsley.
Parsley.
Oregano, Italian seasoning, Sazon seasoning.
But they all look the same. Like, how do you know the difference between?
Through the smell.
Okay, the
and
smell.
the way they look. Actually.
Okay, so how about
then
this
one?
This is thyme. Okay, this is thyme.
Yeah, fresh thyme.
Okay, I like that fresh thyme instead of
all the dried one.
Yeah, the dried ones.
Then oil. We have a pasta sauce. And
pasta sauce.
Yeah.
So what's in the pasta sauce?
So tomatoes, basically, that's the base of it all. That's just it.
Okay, so basil. And then over here.
This is the minced meat. This is what we're going to use to make the bolognese sauce.
Oh, okay, right. So that's the bolognese sauce.
Yeah, then the garlic and
onions. And the onions.
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. So it looks like a pretty straightforward meal.
Yeah, so.
But of course, there's a technique to it. And
especially cooking your pasta.
Yeah.
We don't break pasta. That's one thing Nigerians do.
Oh, yeah. So there's that thing that they do. They just breaks up everything.
It's wrong.
It's wrong to break pasta.
Yes.
Yeah. So especially if you want to make like real Italian pasta.
Yes.
And just give it that classy feel. Don't break it. Just look for a bigger pot or something.
And don't add oil.
Okay, don't add oil. Okay, so that's a new one. People say they add oil because they don't want it to stick together.
Yeah, but so the right way to cook your pasta is you put your water on fire, make sure it's boiling like this. Then you add your pasta and give it a turn so it doesn't stick at all.
Right. So that's the skill.
Yeah.
So most people just think, okay, you just dump everything in there.
No. So you let your water boil with salt, then you add your pasta in.
Okay, so first thing, let the water boil. Put a little bit of salt in there, according to Chef Tutu.
Yes.
And then put the pasta in.
It
and
melts.
Then twirl it around so it's nice and smooth.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do now. So the water is already boiling. There's salt in there.
Yeah.
And
just adding your pasta, however way you want.
Stick the pasta in there.
Yeah. And just stir it.
So I like this part where where you just give me the job of
Okay,
of
just
stirring
yeah.
things while you
should
get other
actually.
things ready. Okay, so so this is it.
Yeah, just keep turning it around
Until
till it melts.
okay,
it
yeah,
melts inside, yeah.
melts and softens.
Yeah.
Okay, which is what is happening now already.
Yes, so it slowly goes in, and that's all.
So-
Your pasta comes in one. in
Okay, so I'm
strands.
learning something today.
Yeah,
So you just twirl it around, and you can see that
it's going in.
it's
so,
going in bit by bit.
Yeah, it softens, and you allow it to cook. So you're not supposed to make your pasta too hard or too soft. So you make it al dente. That's
Yeah.
what they call it. So yeah.
So you can see that, okay, yeah, so you can see that the pasta itself is softening now
Yeah.
and going in gradually and gradually. So you don't have to break it.
And you don't have to wash it. So when you wash it once, you just boil it straight through and eat it. You don't
Yeah.
have to wash like how Nigerians wash the rice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're taking away the starch, and that's the point of the sauce.
Oh,
so that the
right.
sauce can melt with the pasta
Yeah.
to give you the flavor. So it melts with the starch
Yeah.
and makes it a lot juicier. And
Ah,
makes
Chef
your pasta-
Tutu, you're awesome, you're awesome. So you can see that everything has gone in there now.
Yes, exactly.
And it's nice and soft, and you're just gonna keep stirring. And while that is going on, we're gonna take a break and be back with a performance this morning on the show. Stick around.
Thank you.
Yes, so for our very first performance this morning, we have Prosper Rap. Now, he is a rapper born and raised in Songo, Ota, Ogun State. He completed his secondary education at Federal Government College, Odogbolu in Ogun State. And he's about to give us our very first musical performance for the day. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you very much.
So you're a rapper. So today now, all the things that you say will probably not hear you.
No, you hear me now.
We'll hear you.
Yeah,
So tell me, how long have you been rapping?
Officially for a year now. Officially.
Officially? Okay, so before it became official, how long?
Like from small, like
from
4 years.
Oh, wow. Okay, so is this what you want to do? Because you did tell me that you just finished secondary school.
Yeah.
So is this what you want to do? You want to study
For
music?
no, for sure. I'm going to go to school, but for the time now, I'm just going to do music.
Music. So how is your family, how are your parents taking you having a rap
They're in
career?
support of it, for sure.
How is your dad, to be specific?
Actually, he's always
Tell us the truth. Oh.
no, for he's in support of
He's
it.
in
too.
support. Oh, so
Yeah.
that's great. So what are you rapping for us this morning?
I'm dropping love vibes.
Love vibes, okay?
Yeah.
It's an early morning, and we definitely need some love vibes.
Yeah,
Throw
true.
us away.
You die, I fall for you, I trip on you. Girl, you be overload. Baby, be bad and fush. And I say I don't mind. She carry back and front. All her friends already I know. But I go sit on up. I get the money, I'm thirsty. You carry biggie back and money, you bust in my braid. See everything where you need. Show me your list. I buy you double for free. Dance to the tune, let me see. Freestyle step, let me feel. Follow your mind, make you G. Let go can shackle with mix. Now my vibe kill it, the beat. Shorty go down, down, shake your bum bum. Busting my medulla, where you come from? Check and slowly bring it back to the top. Make them know say move faster, they kill the song. Shorty go down, down, shake your bum bum. Busting my medulla, where you come from? Check and slowly bring it back to the top. Make them know say move faster, they kill the song. Cause we wait for each other. Yeah, things go see better. Me, I like you die, I like you die. I fall for you, I trip on you. Cause we made for each other. Yeah, things go see better. Me, I like you die, I like you die. I fall for you, I trip on you. Get off his on fire, the kid I was on Tashizuchi. I thought I really no more cheating. The love that I promised, no rotting me back. But I make all this song just to feel I'm mojo. Why you so fine? Yo, give me more life, I will do. Shine no go slow, make you sharp, sharp. My love juggle, hope you know. I wouldn't done nothing about some I cut you, yo. Play me, nah, nah. Me and
Welcome back. It's time for our relationship discussion, and we are joined by certified relationship coach and marriage counselor, BC Folari. Today, we're going to be talking about starting your relationship the right way. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so we've been talking quite a bit about relationships over the past few weeks, and we were trying to tackle this issue of many people having a lot of exes. And in order to prevent that from happening, it's advisable to start the right way. So what sort of decisions do people need to make before going into relationships?
Okay, first and foremost, I'd like to say nobody actually goes into a relationship wanting to come out being an ex. Some things probably didn't go right. And being an ex is not such a bad thing, especially if you found that you were not on the right track.
Okay.
It's better you're out than keep going in a direction that's headed nowhere. So first things I'll say is every relationship has to be defined. I believe a relationship starts on a note of platonic friendship. But at what point a platonic friendship crosses over and you feel your emotions are being invested into it, then at that point, that relationship begs for clarity and definition. It has to be defined. But what we see a lot of times in Africa, bringing culture and a bit of religion into it, is that it's expected that the man should be the one making a move.
Okay.
But if you're in a relationship and both your emotions, you're beginning to feel yourself emotionally entangled and you sense the other person too, but he's not saying anything. All right? There are two ways. If he's not saying anything, then it's time for you as a lady to, ask for a definition. You can't be asking for fiancé and boyfriend privileges, hanging around me, taking up space that other interested people are taking, and you expect me to keep quiet. So what you want to do is ask, sorry, what is this all about? Why are you all over me? All right?
So
we're not saying you should toast a guy, but please ask for definition.
Ask for some kind of clarity.
Yes,
on
please.
direction.
Yes, please.
Now, it's been said that that is one of the quickest ways to, should I say, freak a guy out. When a woman starts asking those kind of questions, especially if the marriage question or the settling down question comes in. What about if the woman herself is not even sure of what she wants? So starting a relationship, not even knowing what you want from the relationship is my direction.
Start a relationship, not knowing what you want from the relationship. I'm a bit at a loss to that because every relationship starts from a point of friendship. I don't believe you just go and meet somebody you've never met, no friendship, and you're just saying, I want to get married. Okay, so if you still need to ask yourself salient questions. Am I getting entangled? Is this just a plain friendship or this is getting emotional? That definition has to be there. First, from your own angle, you need to tell yourself something. It's like, I'm falling in love with this guy, or I think there's something up here. Do you get? So you need to first of all answer that question. And if you feel or you sense the other person is on that lane too and nobody is saying anything, then it's high time to ask. When I say ask, I'm not saying, because you talked about freaking a guy out. There shouldn't be any issues of, freaking out. But if you're taking up my space, always sending me funny text messages, calling at funny times of the day, you're taking up space. I want to be sure what's happening around me.
Is that the only thing we can do to, ask the right questions? And, eventually when you get the answer, what's to say that answer is enough? Is that actually, so what if the answer doesn't even come out as positive as you're looking forward to? You've basically given yourself an X by yourself, if you get my point.
I'm not sure I do.
Okay, so for instance, you've asked this question and he says, he's not really sure, right? And then you hang around for a bit and then just decide, what, I'm done with this. You've literally just ended your own relationship.
There really wasn't a relationship. Nothing was defined. You didn't say it was a relationship. He didn't say it was a relationship. So you guys just continue as friends. But that's one of the quickest way we deceive ourselves. So your emotions are being invested, or his is being invested. Nobody's telling themselves the truth. And then the other person decides to, like, you know what, I'm just going away. Nobody told you in a relationship, so why are you making yourself an ex? So that's you you're just hurting yourself. That's why we say it has to be defined. It has to be. If you're just friends, that's okay. Everybody, we're friends, we're cool. But if you're friends, there are things you shouldn't be doing. Don't, how do I say, there's a word, I can't remember. Don't tag people along, there's a word for it.
String people along.
Yes. Okay. So when you begin to feel stringed along, you should define what this is all about.
There are some cases where there has been some definition. And the definition is that we're not really serious. We're just trying to see how this goes.
Good.
And it feels like a safe space. Nobody is fully invested. Nobody is, not invested, if you get my point. So is that a good place to be?
Well, each individual will have to answer that question themselves. So if you're saying, no, nothing much, we're just dating, we're just saying how it goes. If the lady or if the guy is cool with that, they're both adults, fine. If you want to just string along and nothing definite, it's okay. It's a choice you guys have to keep making.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, hopefully you're asking the right questions of your friend or your partner to be, and hopefully you get the answer that you're truly looking for.
So that nobody gets stringed along.
Yes, indeed.
Nobody can blame the other party. You decided, I just want to. You have the time to spare, you just want to. Let's see how it goes.
It's always a pleasure having you in the studio. Thank you so much for talking to us. Tell us what you think about this particular topic and use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. We can't wait to see what questions you have for us. We have to move along with the show right now. We have quite a bit more coming up next.
Welcome back. I'm right here with Chef Tutu, and we're getting things ready in the kitchen here. As you can see, so I followed Chef Tutu's instructions, and you can see that the pasta came out really, really good. What we've done is that we cooked it, and we didn't break any part of it. So it's now nice and fluffy.
Yes, it is. So we're good.
No oils, nothing, just water, salt, boil the pasta. Once it's nice and soft, then you leave it out there. Very nice.
Yes.
Okay, so next, talk to us about what we're going to be doing.
So we're going to make the pasta sauce, but first of all, we have to make, we have to saute our onions and
the garlic
first with oil, then brown our meat before we add other
things. Okay, so tell us what we're going to be doing. Okay, so first with the oil.
Yes, with the oil.
And there's an ingredient that you added while we were off the air, sugar.
Sugar, yes.
So where does that go?
It goes into the sauce because, so tomato has like an acidity. It's acidic actually. Yeah. So to remove that raw taste and all that, you add a pinch of sugar or a teaspoon of sugar just to remove it and enhance the taste.
Enhance the taste a little bit. Okay, very nice. So sauteing the onions and the garlic.
Yes, so it gives it this is called building up your aromatics, just to give it a good flavor, taste, and every other thing that you would want.
Very nice.
So as it fries, you get to...
So you get that flavor.
The aroma, the aroma comes out.
So nothing else goes in there until this is brown.
Yeah, so the aromatics are basically ginger, garlic, and onions. Just those things.
Okay.
So, but you can opt for maybe onions and ginger and onions.
Oh, okay, so just mix it up as you want. Oh, yeah, I can get that. So very soon now, everyone here in the studio is going to start feeling what we're doing, the hard work that we're putting into this thing.
Yes, it is.
And then, so after that, we're going to be doing something with the mincemeat.
Yes. Yes.
So
we're going to be adding it to break it down.
Yeah.
And it gets brown before we add in our ingredients and the pasta sauce.
Okay. So that goes in there. So up until this point, nothing else, no salt, no seasoning, nothing.
Yes, nothing else. Till that flavor builds up and you add this, then you can add in your ingredients, anything at all.
Because typically, I mean, you just put everything, but I mean, if I was doing this, I'll just toss everything in there and cover it. Okay, so...
you have to break this down.
You have to break it down and gradually just let the flavor seep through and enhance it.
Least.
Okay. So learning a thing or two about making spaghetti bolognese this morning.
So from here, you can either, with the meat, you can make your meatballs for your pasta or burger meats for your pasta or for your burger, sorry.
Okay, so so right now it's on slightly medium heat, medium to low heat.
Yes.
So that's on purpose?
Yes, it's on purpose, especially when you add the sauce, so it could slowly simmer together.
Yeah.
Yes, that's fine.
All of that is really, really important. So, and then after that, we then come back to our flavors and all the other things that we need to put together to make this a perfect meal.
So once I break this down, then I can add in my flavors.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So typically this will take how long? 3 to 5 minutes?
Oh, no, I just want to break it down, that's all.
Okay, so
it doesn't take so long. It's good like this, just so that it gets in. No one eats raw meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Things are taking shape and the color is changing gradually. I can see from red
to brown.
To brown, yeah. Very good, very good, very good.
Okay, so I can add.
So which one?
So I'm going to add in my Sazon seasoning. And
so I still don't know how you can tell the difference between all the seasonings. You have like 5 or 6 different kinds of seasonings there.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so just go over the seasonings that you're adding once again.
Okay, so this is the Sazon seasoning.
Yeah.
This is the basil.
Okay, this is basil.
Yes.
Dry basil.
Yeah, this is parsley. This is oregano, and this is Italian seasoning.
I can't really tell the difference, but I'm going to take your word for it. And then the thyme as well. So this is thyme leaves, fresh thyme leaves.
Yes.
I like it.
So.
And seasoning cube, a little bit of that as well. So when do these go in?
Pasta sauce.
Okay, once the pasta sauce goes in there, and then everything then comes together. Very nice. So while all of that is going on and things are taking shape here in the studio, I can see Tokwe's eyes are on me right now because she wants so bad to be in the kitchen, but no way.
Yomi, I'm just hoping you do not do anything and just allow the chef to do her. Okay,
it's time for some nutrition.
Yes, we have Susan Adebisi Ajibade. She is back on the show, and this time she's going to be sharing the nutritional benefits of vitamin-rich foods with us now. Welcome back.
Hi,
How do you feel about it? You felt so excited before we came on. Please, are you sharing the money with me?
Not money.
Okay.
But, you know, all good things that has vitamin that is up on this table.
Okay, so now we're talking about vitamin-rich foods.
Yes.
And I can see some things here. What do we have here?
Okay, here it's oranges,
Yes.
then avocado, and this is kiwi.
Yes.
And of course, cabbage.
And we have
you know. Yes, this is yogurt, of course.
Is
all
it Greek
of
or
this,
just normal?
just a plain yogurt. This is not Greek. Greek
okay,
is not strained. So I purposely brought these fruits and vegetables to here. It's not to say that other food does not have vitamins.
Yeah.
Of course, you have the whole grains, you know, the oats, the wheat, and all of that with lots of fibers. They have vitamins in them too.
Okay.
But most of the food that are very rich and high in vitamins are your vegetables and fruits. You get a lot of vitamins from your fruits and vegetables. So that is why basically what is here on this table are fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you specifically chose these fruits. Is it because and vegetables? Is it because they have the highest amount?
No. It's just what I was able to lay my hands on that I know that they are rich in vitamins. Cabbage is a vitamin K. You know, it's in our elementaries, vitamin K, clot the blood and all of that. Vitamins are good for your skins. Those are the benefits of vitamin eating rich foods. They're good for the heart. Those are the health benefits when you take your vitamin. And of course, everybody know oranges. Yes. Oranges is rich in vitamin C. It's very popular. But there's something I would like to tell us on this show, which is kiwi.
Yeah,
it took me a long time to actually find out that the amount of vitamin C in kiwi is actually higher than the one in orange.
Oh, wow.
While I got to know that, I was like, wow, actually, because if there's anybody who wants to say vitamin C, the first thing they'll mention is orange. But the level of vitamin C in kiwi is higher than that of orange. Also, avocado. If anyone was watching the show last week, we talked about avocado as fat, the good fat. Also, avocado has vitamins in them. It's a fruit, of course. Down the line, all the classes of food we've mentioned since the first week on this show, you will find out that there's some foods or fruits that are occurring again. That is to tell you that it doesn't mean that when you say a food is proteinous, it doesn't mean it doesn't have other classes of food. It can still be classified under other classes of food. So that is just to buttress the point that we mentioned avocado as a healthy fat last week. And here it is again reoccurring as a fruit that is very high in vitamin.
So that's good. So if you're watching and you aren't an avocado lover, you just might want to get on that. And if you also want to increase the vitamin C, because I know vitamin C is good for the skin, if you want to have if you want to glow up, you should start eating, because I'm going to start eating kiwi.
Yes, you should. You should try kiwi.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then we have also, tell us, the yogurt, you haven't mentioned anything about.
The yogurt, from the milk, or your soy milk, yogurt is actually made from from milk. Yeah, so milk is high in vitamin as well. So the same thing goes to the yogurt, vitamin A and all. You know all these vitamins, vitamin A, B, C, B2, B6, and all of that. So the milk and the yogurt itself, they're very rich in vitamins. Don't forget that we mentioned that yogurt is proteinous.
It's proteinous. I was going to say
when we
yes,
mentioned,
it's proteinous.
when we were on the topic that talks about protein.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Thank
Susan
you.
of Splash Greens. So now you can learn a lot more from her. You can follow her on social media at Splash Greens. And we have so much more Wake Up Nigeria. You do not want to go anywhere.
And welcome to the third hour of the show. If you're just tuning in, where on earth have you been?
Like, really? Where have you been? What have you been doing?
Where have you been?
We've been having such a blast on the show so far.
Yeah.
Now, welcome to the best breakfast show on TV right now. The only show where you find premium content and entertainment when it comes to lifestyle, sports, so many other things.
Yeah, that's correct. And, you know, we've been doing something very nice in the kitchen. And I don't know what Tokwa is doing there.
I won't say anything, but thank God, I'm sure Yomi learned. So he will teach me how to recreate this.
Oh, very nice. Just you know, there's a difference between a thin line between properly cooked food and food that is not properly done. Wow. Just a few things, just paying attention to little. And Chef Tutu really took us through a few lessons today. Very nice.
I love what it looks like right now. I can't wait to taste it myself. We have 45 minutes of undiluted family entertainment to still share with you before we taste the food. Please stay with us till the very end. My name is Titilayo Onyison.
And I'm Yomi Ope. Get online right now. Stream with us, tvcentertainment.tv, and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
You can also send in comments. Help me make sure you use, well, help us make sure you use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC and ask why Yomi is not wearing the apron.
Well, I should be wearing an apron,
Where's
actually.
the apron?
So maybe when I'm about to serve the food, I'll roll up my sleeves and get into that apron.
Like,
very nice.
Seriously.
Anyway, so get out your phone and search for TVC Connect on the App Store. You will find us, download, and you can watch us live.
On Home Makeover today, Interior with Tega is going to be joining us, and she'll be talking about the best ways you can transform the interior of your home, office, or any other space.
Let's take you on a journey around the world in 180 seconds. That's going to be coming up very shortly.
And then, finally, we'll be joined by actor and comedian Debo Adebayo, popularly known as Mr. Macaroni.
We should be able to settle this amicably.
So here's a question for you. No matter how old or young you feel right now, in 2050, we're all going to be level.
Like,
so I'm just saying.
We're all going to be really old.
No.
You're all going to be old.
I would still be 20 years old younger than Sophie, please. Don't try to make me feel like we're in the same world.
Let me calculate that.
So here's a question. How old would you be in 2050? Think about it. Now, what would the world be like?
Yeah.
Like all these devices, all these things that we're using now, it's going to be all different.
Obsolete.
Yeah.
So project your mind to 2050 right now.
No, what I think is how my mom used to tell me, oh, you know, back in our days, we used to do, and I'm just like, and I imagine when I'm trying to tell my kids that, see, back then, and then they'll be giving me that, yeah, right, like,
so
2010.
So the first cell phone was in 1993, and it was a Nokia.
That big,
long
thick,
Nokia.
heavy one.
And that was in 1993. Nobody could believe that you could make a phone call without a wire connected to it.
Yeah. And now we have paper-thin devices doing the same thing. We have to take the news update now. Ibrahim is on standby.
We'll begin again with the recent attacks in Plateau State that left more than 15 persons dead. Governor Simon Lalong has ordered the immediate arrest and detention of leaders of Fulani communities and others from Boko's council area. He gave the order at an emergency security meeting after being briefed by the Commissioner of Police in the attacks.
More people were killed in a situation where leaders instigate followers to go and commit crime. Because what has happened is a heinous crime. It's crime against humanity. When you go and then kill people, nobody will be spared if it's eventually discovered that that person is involved. And the person, whoever is arrested, will go to jail.
If you have not made any arrest, all the Ardos and the community leaders should be in the cell. I will handle the rest. All of you, all the Ardos, as the chief security officer of Plateau State, I'm taking on behalf of Plateau State. I want those people today, they will not sleep in their houses. By tomorrow, we'll get information on how to cope the crisis.
And worried by the growing security challenges bedeviling the country, both chambers of the 9th National Assembly say their top priority would be to address the menace. They say the mounting insecurity across the country has become more than the citizens can bear. The National Assembly is to engage with heads of security agencies to find lasting solutions to the deteriorating security structure of the country. And Nigeria is still struggling to contain a resurgence of the deadly Lassa fever in some states, and the virus is spreading fast to others. The federal government has confirmed the deaths of at least 41 persons in the country this year, 2 of which are health professionals. Minister of Health Osage Hanire also discloses that there are at least 258 confirmed cases in 19 states. He urges Nigerians in various parts of the country to practice good hygiene and protect their foods from rat contamination. At least 132 people are dead and almost 6,000 cases have been confirmed in mainland China as the Wuhan coronavirus spreads across Asia and the rest of the world. Also, nearly 60 million people are under partial or full lockdowns in Chinese cities, and there are more than 70 confirmed cases in 17 places outside of China, including at least 5 in the U.S. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention raised its travel precautions for China to its highest level, and several countries, including the U.S. and Japan, are evacuating citizens from Wuhan. The number of infected persons has surpassed 2002 to 2003 SARS epidemic. United States President Donald Trump has presented his long-awaited Middle East peace plan, promising to keep Jerusalem as Israel's undivided capital. It proposes a two-state solution and says no Israeli or Palestinian would be uprooted from their homes. Standing alongside Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House, President Trump said his plan could be the last opportunity for Palestinians. Palestinians have already all but rejected the leaked proposals, which has been shrouded in secrecy. Branded by some as the deal of the century, the plan aims to solve one of the world's longest-running conflicts.
My vision for peace, prosperity, and a brighter future for the Israelis and Palestinians. This vision for peace is fundamentally different from past proposals. In the past, even the most well-intentioned plans were light on factual details and heavy on conceptual frameworks. By contrast, our plan is 80 pages and is the most detailed proposal ever put forward by far.
And that's the news today on Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome back. Now our pasta is ready, and Chef Tutu has done a great job. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's plate this thing. You know, I know that you gourmet chefs know how you do your thing.
Okay, so today's one is going to be
straightforward.
Straightforward.
Okay, so
because you just want to go down to eating it.
Yeah.
Okay, so because there's no more pasta water.
Yeah. It's a bit.
It's dried. Yeah.
Dry.
Yeah, exactly.
So let me just help you with the plate there.
Okay. This is fine. And then there's something flying with it. Just going to have this on top of it.
So I saw what you did with the thyme leaves there. You just put the entire thing in there with the salt.
Yes. Just put it in there and...
So I like how everything came together.
Yeah.
With all the ingredients that you put in there, and of course with the taste, how you try to bring down the tangy taste from the tomatoes.
Yes.
With a little bit of sugar.
Yes, and it's a little bit spicy because of the Cameroon pepper.
Yeah, because of the Cameroon pepper you put in there.
Yes.
So I don't know if we have the ingredients, so if we can put it on the screen there, just the ingredients, to tell you how all of this came together. Lots of spices, even though it looks like a simple meal, lots of spices in there just to bring out a really, really strong flavor.
Yes.
And well done. Thank you so much,
Thank you so much.
Chef Chitu, for what you've done. Now, it's a time for us to take a trip around the world in 180 seconds. And there's a special place that we're going to, and it's called Phuket.
You are welcome to another edition of 180 Seconds Travel, where you see beautiful tourist destinations around the world. Today, we will be heading to one of the oldest cities in Thailand, known as Phuket. Phuket is among the world's finest beach destinations with fine white sands, nodding palm trees, glittering seas, and lively towns. It has something for any taste and budget, with hundreds of hotels to choose from, a wide choice of dining and partying options. Aside from visiting the fantastic attractions of Thailand's biggest island, you can take an exhilarating speedboat trip to the many nearby tropical paradises, including the famous Phi Phi Islands, or enjoy a serene cruise around the mystical Phang Nga Bay. The older buildings in Phuket town indicate its former prosperity. The architectural style, called Sino-Portuguese, is European mixed with modern Chinese. Being the oldest city in Thailand, Phuket is blessed with more than 30 amazing beaches to choose from. Patong Beach, Kata, Karon, and Kamala have always been the most popular, but the north of the island reveals some hidden gems for travelers searching for a more romantic atmosphere. There are plenty of really memorable things to do in Phuket. The island itself has a beautiful historical hotel, great viewpoints, and iconic cultural attractions. Some of them are Wat Chalong, Phuket Elephant Sanctuary, and Phuket Fancy. Phuket, as always, boasts the most beautiful beaches in the world, but this little city is more popular for its culinary background, with hundreds of food readily available in restaurants and on the streets. Some of the meals you will be grateful.
Colorful. Does that mean that they're going against what they stand for, or it's still fine?
It's still fine.
Oh, okay.
We shouldn't be limited.
Oh,
as
okay.
long as when you do it and when people come in, it leaves an impression on them. Like when they were like, man, have you been to that company? The space is so beautiful. I can't wait to go back. You know.
Yeah, I get that. Okay, but you mentioned the waiting area. So you're saying the waiting area should be separate from the reception, or it can be in the same?
No, it can be in the same place. Waiting area, front desk, reception, they're all together.
Okay.
This all makes what the reception area looks like.
Okay, now for people who don't have, like you said, small and medium scale businesses that don't have so much space, so assuming they have just one space, how can you show the warmth and the difference in the serious spaces and the reception area?
Well, for small spaces,
yes,
like I said, don't keep people waiting.
Okay, so when you say don't keep people waiting, how do you?
Because, okay, let's say you have like guests coming in, different people want to see different, departments and all. Don't keep them waiting for like 2 minutes. It's enough for you to move them to wherever you want to move them. Because the more people keep coming and waiting, sometimes I've been to places where there are not enough furniture for so you see people standing, and it's now looking very busy and clustered. So it doesn't really make people feel comfortable when they're coming to your company.
Okay. Now you said for not being too expensive, what is something that you can take from your home to make your reception space look more appealing? Something that it's very easy to have at home.
Like we should do plants.
Oh, plants, natural
Yes,
plants.
Natural plants.
Oh, okay.
If possible, if the space is big enough, we can do like a vertical garden.
Oh, okay. But not inside.
Inside.
You can have a garden inside
yes,
the reception.
Indoor plants, yes.
And so now, does this apply for every type of organization?
Not everything, like I said, mostly professional people that want to show professionalism.
Yes.
Like you can actually do that, but for small spaces, just one plant is enough.
What of the fish ponds pass? Because I remember seeing a fish pond at the reception, and it did catch my attention because I stayed there watching the fishes move.
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
Even
okay.
fountains. I've seen
fountains. Oh,
inside.
okay. Fountains at the reception, not outside.
Not outside, inside.
Oh, okay, okay. We're learning a lot about that. Okay, so now when budgeting for a reception space, now what is the ideal manageable budget to pep up the look of your reception space?
Like I mentioned, there are colors.
Yes.
Yeah, you can agree with that is the least expensive, thing you can do in your space.
Yeah.
A bucket of paint, get the brush, and paint and change the color of the space. Change the space. People that walked in before, when they walk in again, they'll be like, oh, something changed in this space.
Yes.
That's even as little as it seems. Something has changed, and people have that impression that this space, okay, it's beautiful.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you so much, Tega. I definitely have learned, and now I'm going to go and look for how to change even a reception in my house. I can create one. Yeah. Okay, so I'm sure you have learned something, even for anything. Colors would definitely make your space look a lot better. And trust me, this is Wake Up Nigeria. There's nowhere else to be at this time of the morning. A lot more on the show. Don't go anywhere.
Where's the food? Everybody stand up. Are you mad? I said stand up and come and go. You don't go, Jenny. Who is David Joe?
Daddy, calm down. I'm pregnant for him.
Because Semi.
Oh my goodness.
Nice,
This guy,
nice.
his name is Debo Adedayo, but he's popularly known as Mr. Macaroni.
He's an actor, stage performer, MC, a complete thespian.
He's, of course, he has many different talents, but he uses theater as a tool to inform, entertain, and educate.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. That skit there.
That was interesting.
Lots of energy. I don't know where you got all those guys from. Did you have to pay every person? Because that's amazing. Just for a skit, a few minutes.
Personally, I pride, because I've been in the film world. I've been doing film. I know what it should be like. So for every actor, every cast, every crew that comes on my set, I pay them.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Even for little skits and everything.
It's just the right thing to do.
The right thing
It's
to
their
do.
craft. You have to appreciate.
Well done. Thank you for doing that. Thank you.
I've been seeing on some of your posts some amazing number of views, and I have to ask, which was the first video that you noted gave you a really big push, and how did that video come about?
Okay, for this daddy character, it was this one with Mosun. Her name is Mosun. She's also an actor.
Yeah.
So she happened to be the daughter of my friend, and I was playing the daddy role. That was the first time I tested the daddy character, so she just came and then she was like, daddy, what is that? You're doing what you're doing.
Respectfully.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
And that which is the normal thing. And then I'm like, you are so grown, what you talk about going now and everything. So, and then she was going and then I smacked her and she was like, what? Don't do that. So, and the inspiration for that was because you know, I see it happens a lot.
Yeah.
You know, elderly men, you know, want to, in a way, take advantage, slight advantage of younger ladies dwelling on the this thing that we were there when you were
When you were a baby, yeah.
So that was the video, and you know, a lot of people said it came out beautifully well. I interpreted the role so well, so I decided to keep the character.
I mean, your interpretation of that specific role where you are the father, you know, it's always very strong, and you always use this. You are doing well. You know? It's nice, and it comes across very well. But one of the things I've also noted is that your skits are very well shot.
Right.
And shot from different angles and all of that, as opposed to a lot of the skits that we see that people use mobile phones and all of that. So there's a specific quality that you're looking for in your videos. Talk to us about that.
Yes, no disrespect to people that use their phones for it. I think once you have a beautiful concept, you can always do. It's the internet age. You can do anything with. But because, like I always say, I'm coming from the film world, so I have seen the way these things should be, you know. So, and then because I want to spread my content across board, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere, and I want people, anyone seeing the video anywhere in the world, to see the quality, you know, for what it is. So that's why I, you know, I spend money on it, and then I make sure, okay, it comes out well. And of course, the video is always being shot by, most of them, by Adam Victor.
Okay.
It's one of the best videographers in town.
Wow.
Okay, so you've talked about spending money, but then how about the making money part? So a lot of people don't understand how these skits make money. How have you been able to find a way to do that?
Oh, okay. Of course, when I started, I wasn't making money. You know, it was more like investment. You know, sometimes even borrow money, shoot. You know, but then now I think it comes with with recognition. You know, when people begin to appreciate your craft, and then a lot of people are trooping in. Ah, we like this guy. We like this guy. So by that time, brands want you to advertise their products. Brands want you to endorse them and all of that. So that's how the money come about now. You know, advertisements. And of course, appearances, guest appearances. Some want you to do MC and all of that. So
being so busy now, because now basically you've become a producer, even though you're also the star of your skits as well. Do you still have time to work on movie sets, do theater, and all your other passions?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm forever passionate about stage. I think that's my greatest. That's where I love to be on stage. You know, so I will always find time for stage and for film. You know, when they call, I will always be there. And of course, I'm also working on, you know, my own stuff. I also want to do my own stuff from time to time. But I would always have time for stage and film and TV series.
Right. Let's have a look at one of your other skits. I mean, the first one was absolutely amazing, but there's this other one that we'd like our viewers to watch.
Which one will I pick for Juni like this? Auntie, please, come and help me pick this one that is off. Okay, madam, I'm coming.
Me? Is this your total package?
Total package.
Wow. Interesting.
Beautiful young lady there.
Yeah.
Of course. Very beautiful young lady. Goes without saying.
So this concept, is it that you're sleeping on your bed and suddenly this idea comes to you that...
Honestly, I thought about the person, the lady. She's an actor, quite a popular actor. So I thought about her and I'm like, I should be able to do something with
her, yeah.
So I thought about a man, you know, big man. You can't spend 20,000 naira for your own family, or you can afford to give 200,000 naira to someone like you didn't even know. And of course, because the character already in itself has a spec, my audience know the kind of things I like.
Yeah.
So you know when. That one revealed herself. Like, wow.
Okay. It wasn't exactly your spec.
Exactly.
Okay. And the spec we're talking about is there's the only word I can use, voluptuous. That's the word.
Fantabulous.
Yes.
This guy. So how can I find you if our viewers, maybe some of our viewers are just meeting you for the first time, how do we find you on Instagram?
Mr. Macaroni 1 on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Mr. Macaroni with the double I on Twitter.
All right.
And Mr. Macaroni TV on YouTube.
Yeah, amazing guy. I mean, you guys, if you follow him this morning, if this is the first time this morning that you're following him, you're going to be laughing. Look, if you have to go to work, maybe do that in the evening so that you can spend some time on the videos and just laugh your way.
But really, they're very, very creative.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
that song you wanted to sing,
Mr. Macaroni.
Well,
anyway, so we're going to be heading to the kitchen now.
I can't believe I got you to sing part of it.
If we knew, we would have done macaroni this morning, but we did something close.
Yeah.
Pasta.
Yeah.
And Chef Tutu has been waiting for you.
We call it macaroni for a reason.
All right, let's go.
Let's head over
Please
there.
join us in the kitchen. All right.
You are doing well. You are doing well, yeah. Benny. I'm sorry. Look at where you are going. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, you're freaking up. Bukola.
Daddy.
Hello, sir. Hey. Freaky, is this your dad?
Oh my God.
Yeah. It feels good that you laugh at your own skits. It feels very good that you laugh at your own skits.
This guy's hilarious.
Yeah,
but
really
we've
good.
got Chef Tutu here, and
Yes.
you guys know that I've been hard at work.
Oh my days.
She made me carry stuff around the kitchen, really heavy things. But here we are, and food is ready.
Yes.
essentially. So talk to us about this.
So we have the linguine bolognese. Basically, the sauce is made from tomato with minced meat and different spices as we started off. Then we boiled the pasta the correct way in quotes, not the regular Nigerian
Style,
way.
yeah.
And we got here. That's
Yeah,
it,
very, very good. Like, we're just gonna have
the
Mr.
pasta-
Macaroni tasting.
The pasta looks, it has that flat.
Yeah, the flat look.
pasta.
And it's
Please.
really, really, really good. So while that is going on, we're gonna start rounding off the show over here. Big thank you to Homely NG for the kitchen accessories on Wake Up Nigeria as usual.
Thank you. And big shout out to everyone who was part of the show today, all our experts, fitness, and of course our chef. Big shout out to everyone who's tuned in today as well.
Yeah, it's been amazing. It's been amazing.
What do you think?
You are doing well.
Yeah, dude.
We knew he was going to say that. We just knew that he was going to say that. Well done, Chef Tutu. Good job today. And we're going to be back again tomorrow, 6 a.m. Don't forget, for the Thursday edition of the show.
All right, y'all. Have a great day.